All right, welcome to part 2 of my container cars that I have weathered put together and weathered up. So, like the other one that we've done, which we'll have this link to, these are Walther's well cars, and just a variety of sources for the containers, deluxe or something along those lines. But anyway, let's get this set here. So I'm going to start off talking about the car itself. Like I said, it's a Walther's car, and as this comes around, you're going to see how I've got this faded. Let's just let this rotate for a sec. We'll let this side come up. Now this one, the car I did a lot less in weathering than the other one that we've got. So if you want to see it, well, actually we'll have it up to where you can get a comparison here when I put it up on the tracks in a minute. But if you want to compare in the videos, you can watch the other video showing it. All right. So yeah, you can see that I just did a little bit of fading here, a little bit of dirt right here. And like the last ones, I rusted up the walkways pretty good. There's a lot of rust on there. The LED might be killing it a little bit, but you can really see right here along the edges, there's a lot of rust along that metal. Well, what's supposed to be metal? I mean, a lot of rust along that plastic. So we'll let this come around and you'll be able to see all the mechanicals over here and how it looks. Okay, yeah, let's see here. I'll get a little more of a top view. Just so I can get this zoomed in. There we are. And so you can see again the rust along here, rust along there, all the rust along here. I've put rust along the edges of the walkways themselves too. All the steps I've got that as well. You can see right here on the grab irons, the handrail things. I don't know what those are called, stanchions. I've weathered those down for like a lot of wear. Guys climbing up and on and everything, so those have been faded down and dirtied up really well. I haven't done anything with the couplers of the trucks yet because I am going to be replacing these with micro trains, and I will be weathering and rusting those up when it gets to that point. All right, so let's talk about the containers. So these are the CN Intermodal laser containers. We're going to just let this rotate, and I'll just kind of get down right here so you can see a little bit better. As you can see, I've done all the weathering to the ends, hinges, all that have all been rust areas done, dirt, all that kind of stuff. You can see right here, good streaking with the dirt and weathering. So what the containers get, just like the other one that I talked about, is I get 3 paints on the side. I get a light colored paint to fade the car down and to make things look old. Then the next step is the rust. You're going to see a lot of rust on this end when it comes around. There's some really good areas right here. My rust is a mixed color that I came up with over the years. It's 3 parts of paint that I mixed together to get my rust. And then the last step is the black for the grime. So it's done wet. This is not a dry brush. Everything is done very wet on this. So I just pull the paint down and I do each layer, and then I do one on top of the other. And by the time I get to that final black layer, that's what really pulls it together and makes it look really good. Same thing goes for the car itself right here. It only gets 2. Well, depends on the color of the car. Red cars only get white and black. Yellow cars will get all 3 of the colors like I do on the trailers. So they'll get the white, the black, or the white, the rust, and the black. So, and I even rust and do all the dirty areas inside the wells themselves too. All right, so let's take a look at the top of the car. So just like the other one, I use a technique that I've come up with over the years, and you can see how you get some really great blotchiness, standing paint, like, you know, being on ship and having water standing with all the spray and all that. So it comes out really good. It gets into all these little cracks and crevices right here. I really enjoy working with that and getting those areas to really stand out. So let me get this, once it comes around I can get a little better grip on it. I'll take the top one off and you can see the one below. There we go. All right, so let me grab this. You can see this one, same thing, even though you will probably never see this unless I'm running a single container. You'll probably never see that one, but I still do everything to every one of them that I do. This one, I always select one of the containers. I'll pick the one that is not quite as good as, like, say, I like the top of this one a little bit better than this one, so I will probably make this one always a top container. So ones that I will put on the lower level, I will take this right here, these fishing split shots, and I'll put them inside with Fabri-Tac. Whoops, I hit it and it moved off. There we go. And I'll glue those to the inside, take the bottom off, glue those to the inside with balanced weight so we can make the cars a little better, so we'll get rid of any wobble that there may be on the tracks. So there's still a little bit of work left to be done, but I've clear coated these completely to this point. So they're done as far as the weathering goes, just a few finish up things as far as like the weighting and all that, and putting the right trucks on, and I'll weather all that before I actually put them on there. All right, so I'm going to pause this for a minute, and then I'm going to go put up on the tracks, and we'll show you what it looks like set in a scene. Okay, so here we are actually on the lower shelf of the layout. This is a good spot to sit it. I don't have the ballast on yet, so you don't get quite the full effect, but you can see some of how it looks sitting in an area that has a good background rock wall and some good landscaping. It just fits now with the way I do things. I'm really happy with it. I'll kind of pan over here so you can kind of see what it does. Okay, so let's bring the other two up. I can show you, I'm not going to clip them together, but I'll just get these all lined up here so you can kind of see what this looks like. All right, so here is what this will, I mean, it'll all be stacks. Well, I may have some mixed, because I see stacks mixed with other cars now these days, running especially through like Indiana and places like that and back east. So, but that's what let me back up just a little bit more here. There's how that looks with all of the scenery. So, really happy with this, how it came out. Like I said, I've got patterns to do it. Well, I mean a pattern in my head how I do the weathering. So, and they all seem to hit about the same kind of a look, except for the streaks are always in different places, which is what you want, but it gives you the same overall look. So anyway, I hope you've liked this set on these two. Like I said, I've been doing mostly HO, so I thought I'd start to show you some of the in-scale that we've been running and work I've been doing on them. So these are really good. I've got another 10 cars to go, and I'll have a nice little kind of short stack train. And when we get that all done, we'll do a video on it, and we'll do it running, because I'll have all this track done by then. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you did, just look for the links for other great content in our videos, especially these other two cars that are up here. Thanks for watching.